time for Forsaken to get this flank
happening. Hello, what's up?
GE are really locked and contained in Garage. They don't know how many members are exactly on that B site ready, and with sub 30 seconds, I mean, it gets very difficult to try and get into the site like that. Great round to come out from PRX to now bring some stability back to this defensive side.
Still got those guns as well. Well, GE still able to buy up somewhat.
जब भी start करो, एक दो round निकले हुए रहते हैं, उसका कोई गम नहीं है. हम पीछे ही रहते हैं, कोई ना कोई गलतियां ही होती है. अब यहाँ देखना, 1 2 3 3 मरेंगे. Okay, मार दिया Darian ने.
Gotta remember, he is relatively new to this Omen role too. Has to configure a lot of the timings almost mid-map.
वो तो एक मारना चाहिए.
The angle still somewhat exposed. That said though, Jing will happily take a kill against Yudotan down middle, but it's also the spike and the site, you know, somewhat granted to Global Esports.
Double satchel करके Jing जाएगा, मारेगा एक को.
Satchel in with the judge.
Oh, and he will do just that alongside the Prowler. The range not quite there, so Crystal still able to trade.
Yeah, the judge, you think you might not be able to deliver on too much there, unfortunately, but when you've got your team all surrounding the site and you can kind of just get sent in and your team can pick up the scraps if you do need. It's a close quarters gun, but it's got some range towards it, and the damage was delivered there, so it's another round, this time in succession for PRX. Gotta say, Darion, if you're able to get activated really early on this attacking side, it has to bring some confidence to Global, considering that him and Patrick Hu have kind of, you know, almost been non-existent in its entirety of this stage, right? They're kind of sitting at the lowest in overall duelist stats at the moment, so if you're wanting to see somebody step up a little bit for Global, in my mind, Darion stepping up is going to be an absolute net bonus for them because Crystal's already been really good. Yes has as well, right? So if you got another piece that is stepping up, it can be pretty potent for Global.
It's always been that 3 core and also the best possible
stage. अपन सिर्फ 1 minute share कर देते
हैं. We've been talking about Crystal and something having some familiarity. Darion being coming from the Singaporean scene, you know, having that experience from Bleed as well. He's quite familiar with some of these PRX players too, so that should give him some confidence. That's it. We're slowing things down.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're not running this Sentinel as PRX, you have to just be very proficient around your info gathering around the map, and that doesn't work.
Okay, Darion gets one.
The site is now Global's.
Another. भाई ये Rams वाला बहुत अच्छा है, यहाँ पेंट चल जाएगा. पुश करेगा, but मारना पड़ता है रे.
A bit more confidence coming up from PRX.
He's got showstopper but no satchels, so it will be a scare tactic, or you got to get close already.
Okay, Crystal is close, however. It does set the Nightfall as well, just to keep PRX away.
And you got this flank being watched by something. Is a little bit apparent that Papi might be coming for it. Keep an eye on that one.
Still got to watch out for the possible timed peeks. Crystal still watching off towards elbow, but here comes Jing with a huge party.
Boom.
It does blow up in Crystal's face.
3v3.
But then, for the Global Esports players to continue holding, that's when the lurk comes up. You got a player up over by Rams as well, and something has to watch for it. Jing still sticking onto the spike though. It's a grab net. It's Annihilation. It
half हुआ था. Annihilation pop करना पड़ गया रे.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna put my hat in the ring here. I don't know if that gravity well was bait to just keep them in the spike itself, even on the defuse, ready with the Annihilation, because you're usually using them to pull them off the defuse, right? That didn't work. He's still able to stick it there, and to be fair, Jing nearly gets the full defuse before that Annihilation came out. There could have been an awkward result there for Global at the end of it, but I gotta say, the beginning stages for them, mid is looking a little bit unattainable in positions. You pivot over towards the A site, Patman's caught out in the open, none the wiser, and you're getting into the site, you're setting yourselves up, you've got a flank. Like, these are some really good things to come through from Global there.
And you mentioned, you know, you needed to see Darion step up, and he did just that in that previous round. What happens about this round, though? PRX now noting that they need information, so you see them beginning to peek out into garage a little bit more.
Yeah, but an adjustment at the moment as well from Global. Just slow and steady. You've got a little bit more eyes on Garage this time with Papi just holding about. But an operator for something and Forsaken in tow. How confident are they that they want to remain around Garage? You've now got something on the
split
line.
निकाल सकती है अगर off
counter करे तो. Like split, Quack, can get awkward.
Awkward is one way to put it. And Jing will just, well, if you have social anxiety, now this is not the scenario that you want to be in. 3 players left, they still got to try though. Darion does have a showstopper as well.
पर भाई 3v5 बहुत मुश्किल है वो आपको कैसा काउंटर करोगे यू डोंट हैव अ बूम बॉट एक प्रॉलर जरूर है एक प्रॉलर से कर सकते हो करने दो ना एक प्रॉलर पहले
At least attempted at a swing, but
garage
yes,
clear to karna
that
padega
will be something very much still controlling the sight line down B.
Yeah, and we did hear it earlier on from Mr. B.
Yeah, global
Right? How long does
most
it take
probably.
global esports to try and get into these sites, to try and get a plant? It takes over
global
a
aaj bhi gaya
minute
mostly
10, essentially for this B site before they look to get in, but this time, well, they're not breaking down in towards the site. You hope they're not breaking down.
क्योंकि अगर स्प्लिट नहीं जीत पाए तो लोटस तो इम्पॉसिबल है काइंड ऑफ जीतना
It's not working out. These kills are almost inconsequential in terms of the rounds. But a couple of extra ulti orbs, I mean, you'll take that as Crystal to get closer to a Nightfall.
Yeah, 4
और
more.
उठा लिया
Still gotta keep an eye on that.
And you'll play with the economy, most importantly for Paper X, right? They've not built up a lot of their credits at the moment. They're going to have to do some quick maths and...
मुश्किल है भाई मुश्किल है
Purchasing up. I saw a tail end of an operator coming out into this next round. Sorry, an outlaw
yeah.
into this next round.
V-Next क्या है इन लोग के पास
Precisely, which does kind of, you know, mean that you're going to lose some control as well. You're not going to be able to push up into B
are they
again.
having anything showstopper है astral divide है
The outlaw is going to finish them off quite
पर
quickly.
ये और ulti आएगी बे
You're
ये और ulti आएगी
retake scenario here as Paper X because you've got the dimensional drift, you've got from the shadows. What else you've got is another line deep being held by something. Other side of the map this time, supported by Patman, supported by Jing. Now you can fall off.
वो जज लेके बैठा है दवाई वो देखो दवाई का पोज ही देखो
Getting ready outside garage. Sonic sensor popped. In case any pushes do happen later on.
Which ain't too bad. Petman does have the Nightfall now also because he picked up that alt orb, so
am I
watch even
audible
further now. Those smokes buying some time for Paper.
am I yep I
Kind of
am
on global esports right now. Where do they want to try and transition to finish off this round? If it's going to
ज़माने के बाद watch party king is back
there of Paper X.
Well,
भाई तीन है भी हेवन पे
tactical with their approach, you know, trying to suss out as much of these positions as possible with the prowlers.
Spotted out something, pushed up through main. They want to pivot in towards the A side. It wouldn't be the worst idea.
Oh, but
वाह
Jing as well.
वाह काके वाह क्या खेलते हो बेजी वालों
Paranoia that flushes Kelly S all the way to garage. Petman holding.
Now these guys say कि हमको गाली क्यों पड़ती है गाली पड़ेगी भाई Neural theft.
Yeah, but the thing is, Forsaken, if he takes the one-on-one duel here, it could upset the whole round with Kali S running a marathon towards the site. Paper X beat them here to the site before the spike even gets here. They don't have to wait for a plan here. They could recognize by timing that Kali S has to go for the plant, and it's just
Neural theft.
This is
किसके लिए भाई?
Too slow.
That was, you know, really appropriate point being brought up by the desk, big time, and noted it immediately. And you know,
अभी भी देखा जाए वो मैप है हमारे पास हगने के लिए एक मैप और मतलब मिनिमम एक तो हगने के लिए है
There's no pressure.
I know I am sounding rude but क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग
Through the dark cover, you've got 3 members watching the male location. Showstopper doesn't even get ripped out in that one. Yeah, you lose something with the outlaw, but you did pick up the operator with Divide there. So they're getting out of this as a complete net positive as Paper X. You've got another round, you're building credits, you've got the operator, you didn't invest any ultimates of yourself, and you remove the Showstopper of Therion.
If you're Paper X, you see this as an absolute win. You've got all these ultimates online as well now. You can get cooking.
Absolutely. And we're cooking with gas. We've got good flames here. No flint and steel. That's a lucky shot, I'll say. A little bit there. Stinger on towards something's head, but he braves it.
Let's get down low, but also for Divine now to hide inside of this smoke. Poppy trying to get sneaky around the sides, and he will find the Sheriff shot.
Yeah, but look what GE have managed to do. They've got in towards the A site with a Cosmic Divide dropped.
कितने ओके केली को वहां पर प्लांट मिल गया है
find that trade back onto Poppy. So spike down, you got the dimensional drift now going in from something.
Get all the information that you possibly can. Recognize no one's on the side itself. Well, where are they going to be? Screens. It's the only option.
100% Forsaken to take the first kill. Kelly has to trade right back, though. Something now trying to disrupt the position. Coming out from Kelly S with the blind side. Holds the angle then with the op. Yudotan, though.
99.9%
only 1v1 around the corner. He's hopping.
Something
goes and peeks.
Kelly with the quadra.
Quad coming out from Kelly S in round number 8.
He certainly just stand and delivered around that site there. hasn't he? Just all the shots coming on out where required. Even the sonic sensor dropped in case Forsaken goes for another tap onto the spike. Because at that point in time, you technically don't know if they're holding it or not, but the sonic sensor going down, it makes something get a little bit more awkward. A single shot out and, well, he's getting stunned up. And the HP was there in advantage for KLS. Great round to come out from them on the thrifty mark as well. I mean, if this is the way the map is going to go, Quack, we're just going to get some pretty strange, you know, unorthodox rounds in terms of any sort of consistency.
Nice shot.
Oh, we're also going to begin to take a look into the upside down now. Darren with the op takes down Jing up by A ramp.
Now you've got the pit catered for as well in case there's any further pushing up through mid with KLS putting the sonic sensor there. And in this sort of situation with Global Esports getting the opening kill, they don't even necessarily need to worry about mid whatsoever. Give that over to PRX, keep Divide there, because that weakens the extremities of the map. That weakens any defending at the A side or any defending at the B side, especially
एक और pick और एक और kill.
Members are currently situated.
Precisely that. They just saw Prowler down A ramp as well, also the smoke, so that gives them some idea. They're beginning to connect the dots, but they're still looking to get a pick off.
I believe I just heard, yeah, I did, a shot out from something with the operator in Garage. So now Global also know where that op is currently playing.
Okay. Well, we do have Petman now beginning to rotate back over onto the B side. If something can
now they knew, now they know. भाई साहब,
You just got to get through.
ये पता लगने नहीं देना था.
Forsaken. At the A side.
But time 30 seconds ही है, entry करनी है.
TP back to safety.
It's 30 seconds. He's got a paranoia. He can stall a little bit. He hears all the footsteps.
Yeah. Here comes that
पता
flash.
था ये
Not
होगा.
quite landing the burst and the trace, but recoil control will get him there.
इतना time लगाओगे तो ये होगा. अब एक simulator चलेगा भाई. पता था. तो इतना slow क्यों खेल रहे हो? इतना slow क्यों खेलना है भाई? पहला frag मिला.
To let Global Esports know that we had a team earlier in this tournament. The name was RRQ. The clock needs to be, you know, watched on this attacking side of Split. You can't play disrespect against the time.
Yeah, we're just tapping on our wristwatches right here because this
it's time to go.
Definitely felt kind of like they're putting themselves in a bit of a cage.
पहला फ्रैग मिल गया है, तुमने प्रॉलर किया, तुमको ऑपरेटर का पता है, तुम यहाँ पे या तो उसको पूरी तरह से पुश बैक कर लो, या सेकंड ऑप्शन तुम्हारे पास, तुम ये जाने हैं.
I imagine maybe it's a little bit of that emotional pressure as well. Perhaps with the ecos, then they begin to feel like they can just let loose, but then they go straight into Divide, who's just spraying into the smokes. Forsaken now off from Vents. He does get traded by Crystal, though.
2:1.
Still got to be a little bit careful. If you're going very close, the Stingers are just going to rob you of your life in this round yet again. Yes, Divide was good for one with the Poison Cloud Toxins and the Snake's Bite, but now it needs to stand with the Phantom, and he cannot. An opportunity now for Global with Quack. Time to spare.
You got a full minute to work off of. Certainly, the Global squad will begin to assert themselves across the map. They found themselves with rifles picked up. You've got Crystal onto, you know, more utility to clear out positions.
And Patman's just throwing the horn over at the A side of the map. So who do you favor? Going into a known quantity of Patman on this fade with a bit of util used, or an unknown, unexpected position of something on this Yoro where you know the operator's in play?
Obviously, you're gonna go for Patman.
क्या भाई?
Able to hold the angle. A double kill found by Patman.
Okay.
Just Poppy versus something now. We've been talking up the Poppy clutches. We haven't seen them too much.
Yep, one smoke
47 और
available.
150 इसने गन ले लिया.
Later on, something.
Hey yo, what's up, Miss Moon? How are you? I'm back after like 20 days somewhat. Bro, the positioning is so well. He knows he can play CT. He's not coming to me. He's not coming from CT. He's coming from main.
Right now, it's a tight corner that he's holding. Something will go in for the tap here.
No, he won't. He's just trying to play around the corners. No,
He's not peeking. He's not peeking.
Oh, trying to stick it halfway.
He peeks and he wins the round. Let's go.
We'll be able to find the headshot at the very end of it. Global up to 4.
Yeah, you've got something trying to clear every corner that he possibly can, but Papi just repositioning quite nicely. You know, generally you would expect, or at least I would expect, an Astra player in a situation like that, when you go for a bit of an open plant, put a star on the spike, you may be playing from heaven, or you're wrapping around through a ramp and playing over at main, but Papi just very chilled in that moment, goes in towards screens, because you isolate how many angles something could potentially go. He's more than often than not going to have to clear around the whole site and then maybe expect you to come from heaven. Great little individual moment there from Papi to keep Global in play. 4 to 6. They convert this one 5 to 6, or you know, you're tying up at the half, or it's 5-7 at worst.
And it was a bit of a swing round as well. I mean, PRX now find themselves with lesser weaponry.
अब बाय तो है नहीं.
Good guns
Something
on the other side
पे एक सिर्फ Vandal है.
potentially tie this up.
Global Esports are just very slow to gain this aim.
Only something is the one who is having the Vandal right out there. दो बंदे spawn खेल रहे हैं. एक की तरफ.
What numbers they're putting up through ramp? Who's holding over the main side? Whether it's been Patman, whether it's been Forsaken.
Oh, but also this time
he spotted. He
weaker guns
was
now,
not
PRX
able to connect
really
the
holding A ramp up front. It's just divide the jump peak, and he's already been spotted out.
एक prowler किया fake out हुए भागो यहाँ से.
Still kind of piecing things together.
I believe something might have just seen the shoulder of Darion too, but it doesn't matter. Not able to best that Outlaw.
A little bit more confidence with the peaks now. The second kill found in the round. Divide to try to regain that weapon to hold down the position. Since the firing squad from Global has marched up.
Now you just need to see Global Esports not falter. Darion to have a great multi-fragging round on for the 4K. And who stands behind him but Forsaken.
अब पापी को ट्राई करना चाहिए फ्रैग के लिए.
It's a classic. So here's what he's gonna do.
Now Papi should try for the frag actually because Astral Divide आ जाएगा.
He's gonna hold the angle.
See, I think he's gonna smoke him off and then try and just go up with the spike because there's a wall keeping them in screens that they now get through.
But he also hears the guns firing off nearby.
Oh, they know where he is.
Oh, it has to peek out.
मतलब ही नहीं है. पापी को ट्राई करवाना चाहिए तो वहाँ पे पापी को उधर भेजा. पापी should have gone for the frag. मिलता है Astral Divide. Round को बहुत help करता था.
A tight scoreline at 6-6 or worse now 5-7, where I gotta say it, when they've got time to play with, they're looking better. When they don't have time, they're not looking that good. So play with the time. Better adjustments from them so far. Just gathering some control a little bit earlier in through mains.
I feel G
We've
winning
seen
the
them get into
series.
garage when they're pushing them back. We've seen them get up through.
I feel G winning the series.
Especially when Darren's the one finding these opening picks. Those were anti-ecos though, and now we are positioned for an explosive final round in this first half. You've got ults aplenty for Global.
I mean, when you're considering getting in towards one of these sites, just Crystal with the Nightfall to be able to.
I don't know why, but they are winning the series.
Darion at the same time. You got options to go still for these traps that the Gravnet and the paint shells offer you.
Could PRX be positioning for a retake then though? So Jing with the showstopper?
I mean, a definite situation where we've seen Global Esports favor mid a lot of the time just by this repositioning. Now at the minute mark, PRX need to find some solidified information, right? Pushing in through garage, seeing nothing's there, leaving Patman to spot the info of the util over.
Maximum 7-5 ही होगा ना? 7-5 is a good half actually.
A little bit void of information.
मतलब अगर मैच स्टार्ट होने से पहले somebody would have said कि पहले half में the score will be 7-5. I would have taken it with both the hands.
I don't see too much until Udatan goes in for the peak, but gets burst down by something. Into garage now with the Nightfall.
And now they know where it's happening, right? It's the B site that this is ending up. We see the combo of utility, a showstopper missing its mark.
Oh, but still the kill collapsed on towards Divide. Annihilation just to push PRX a little bit further back, and then the Bear Mesh coming in. You got the showstopper from Jing though, and he blows up the site. Poppy getting blown up. Patman to trade. Kelly S trying to find some trades as well. They beginning to run out of time, but they still got the spike down. It came so close, Komodo.
2-on-2.
Got some flashes. Forsaken, healthy and full, and they're going in for the peaks. They found out where Crystal is, just down to the peaks and the kills now. Mechanical skill, Forsaken goes in out front. Crystal, but still Forsaken hunkers down.
I think Crystal at the end there
कितनी अल्टियां थी क्या कर रहे थे?
Bring the C's to try and find himself some timing, or maybe miscounted a couple of bullets left in the chamber. Either way that one goes, bringing out util at that mark there. A little bit unfortunate to not win the 1 versus 1, and I got to say within that round there as well, Global Esports making sure that the trades were there to keep in the contest, right? How many times did we just see Kalias reposition himself around the side to try and get involved in a lot of those duels?
भाई इतनी अल्टीमेट्स थी Annihilation का क्या किया?
Unfortunate on the planter that peeks out, gets
किसके बुड़ में डाला Annihilation को? यार 10 लाइक्स फटाफट से हो सकते हैं. किसका मैसेज आया राइट ना अभी? ओके 5 सेकंड गाइस, 5 more seconds and we okay. चलिए गाइस देखोगे ना 20 मिनट के अंदर हाफ हमने निपटाया है. I know I was late 3 rounds.
Shenanigans happening. I must say though, this first half coming out from PRX, it has looked a little bit cleaner. They were certainly more aware of what Global Esports might look to deploy against them.
Yeah, Forsaken as well, feeling a little bit more comfortable in the Omen just by positioning and
अब
timing on
देखते
the
हैं
dark covers.
डबल सेंटी है साइफर और डेडलॉक कॉम्प ऑन द मैप लाइक स्प्लिट बहुत ज्यादा काम आता है.
Is really good for PRX now. Quickly up the ramp.
Oh, all the footsteps as well. Crystal looking to break the
ठीक है, Darion gets 2. Okay, he would have got the triple.
The burst out from Kelly with the right clicks.
Kelly
but
gets
still Petman to
1.
trade. But PRX do find themselves at a huge numbers disadvantage.
What can Divide do here though? A little
5
bit
HP.
unknown in
5
Garage
HP.
at the moment. You've got a group
पिस्टल जीता, पहला मैप जीत सकते हैं.
5 HP can try and keep them entertained at the site of A.
टाइम बाय कर सकता है
If
सिर्फ.
you're global, surely you recognize that Petman
Only thing is B अगर spike चाहती है, they don't know Papi is holding here.
That's why Papi's just making sure that he's spotting it out. He doesn't necessarily need to stick around for a duel, but with 5 HP, I mean,
Devi's gotta make some noise for his
Ooh.
brother
अबे
here, but
चप्पल खा ही ली ना आखिर.
Peaks, he does
scared
get
him.
that dink. Devi now snuck all the way through with a sheriff as well.
need to see a sharp shot from him. Yudo-tan is watching, but
बोला ना
Yudo
चप्पल खा ही
falls.
ली हमने.
And possibly a little
2,
bit
3.
more as well as he's
हग दिए, round हग दिए.
Crystal.
That's so quick.
Poppy though, looking to play spoiler, 1v2, takes down Petman, the first to fall. Devi now, just one more shot. He's running out of ammo and backed into the pillar. Now potential opportunity for Poppy as he sends out the
राइट से आएगा, पिक करके मार देगा.
Devi. Oh, might have spotted out his foot just with a crosshair placement to top it
राइट
off.
से क्यों नहीं आया?
Where have those shots come from Divide? Headshots out with the Sheriff, absolutely clinical. Quick to come out from him as well.
Cooked.
We need to see somebody step up in this series, right? We need to see some sort of consistency. And I mean, if Divide is going to be stepping up, I'm all for it. If Darion's stepping up on this raise as well, I'm all for it. I thought that this pistol round was looking pretty good from Global Esports.
जी का पिस्टल था ये.
To be able to try and figure things out, but it's more like the first one. You think Global get a lead in a pistol, and PRX bring it back.
Oh, Komodo, I know, right? I mean, both teams feeling themselves backed against the ropes, and they're just trying to fight tooth and nail for this, but something now with the shots through the smokes.
I think maybe he just saw him over the top of the toxic screen.
Good chance for that to happen, but also now for Global to necessarily come back into refill space. The Outlaw picked up once again. Yudo-tan, though, not quite landing the shots. Has to run back to reload. Almost getting tagged out by Jing. The pink shell does flush him out into the open, where Devi collects. Just Crystal on the site now. He's got the stinger. He will find his first shot, but 7 rounds left in the mag and Forsaken to collect.
And look who's going hunting at the moment, Jing. He will be reeled back a little bit here with the rest of the squad, but he will hear the footsteps.
And hides into the smokes. Oh, Komodo, this could be dangerous for Jing as well because the Stinger's on the other side. Kelly, yes.
They don't go together, but he still wins that.
Grafnet now, and they've heard Devi as well.
Nice.
Second kill found. This could still go
HP
over to Global Esports. You do have Forsaken perched up on top, though. With elevation, he might be able to throw them off, but it's not even needed. Patman just
क्या? अबे एक बंदा
13 HP between the two of them, and somehow they managed to weather that one and not drop the second round yet again like the first half. I hate highlighting these components of this game of Valorant, but I think we need to. Okay, that shot's ridiculous there by something. Yudo-tan, someone who has been absolutely pivotal to a lot of successive rounds for Global Esports this stage, even, you know, regardless of them not winning maps, he's been such a solid rock for them. He's really getting cut down to size in this map so far.
Ooh, yeah, let's take a look, won't we? Down to 4 kills only, 11 deaths. It's been rough for him, especially in this first half. You would hope to see more now that he's deadlock on the defense. He's beginning things with the Grafnet.
You are having deadlock comp with Cypher.
Yeah, just making sure that you're going to be covering where you need to with the force up of Global in the last round.
यहाँ पे you could have used, बाकी अगर close range में Prowler use भी हो जाता है.
Actually concede the double digits to PRX, who will lose the first shot.
I am I am proven wrong, and I'm happy for it.
Still a good little pickup nonetheless. Crystal now back in from ropes just to try to play around tower.
He's got his fabled weapon in the sting up.
Dark cover on the side though, Forsaken, he's TP'd upwards. Crystal, how could you possibly be aware? He bursts just to check. And now has a
connect हो गया होता तो
Forsaken, then flash back into
got
sight.
the Gravnet back online for Kalias too, so can combo with Darion.
Which could be even more damage given where PRX are currently positioned. All of them though from Global, down ramp. Patman's watching it. You begin with the haunt, and it's easily dealt with. Patman then to re-peek, not quite finding the shots. Crystal, the Gravnet, it does go through, but it doesn't quite collapse onto anyone either. Now for Jing and Divide just to spray through.
Jing se spray kiya.
PRX finding double digits.
Venom does good things in that distance for Jing there when the opponents don't have all of the armors. Good work out from PRX when it may look a little bit awkward from the crossfires they're trying to establish. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you're sitting here out in the open looking for some shots as Patman. You've got a Seize, you've got a Prowler. Is anything going to come out? Nope. He's just going to try and stand and deliver, but it's Jing that does it a little bit better from the distance. And now with the 3 on the trot that PRX find in this attacking side, we will finally see what the answer is going to look like for can they weather the buy-up of Global, or can Global do something on this defensive side now?
Well, we'll have to see Kalias stand up to the challenge.
भाई तुम्हारे पास
well as they both
जो
hold
setup है उस वजह से तो तुम जीत रहे चाहिए ना defense.
Bait out here as well wouldn't be too bad of a thing for Global, right? Remove a couple of these key components of PRX and gets a little bit more tricky to potentially get something to dive into.
अब यहाँ से at least तुम 9-10 तक पहुँचो तो कुछ बात बन सकती है comeback की.
Definitely let him lead in if needed.
With some of the utility that has gone out by middle as well, you know, PRX possibly beginning to gather that this is the current defensive setup that GE is running. Just Poppy on this backside position around B. Easily dealt with. The paint shell's completely blowing up in his face. You also have Annihilation now from Kelly as an attempt,
Annihilation
but unfortunately does not quite connect. You got Divide finding more shots down by middle, and it's just Yudotan left alone.
See what he can do in this 1v5 to try and survive with the gun. Good for one, but just on the tail end here, I want to give a good little golf clap towards PRX and their, you know, tact as a unit, right? They were very cohesive in how they're going together into that B site. They're just sending in the utility with the Nightfall, going in, they're dodging the Annihilation. You've got a TP backside as well. You've got great paint shells from Jing, which really, you know, catch Papi off guard, for example. They're just really good layering of utility to come out from PRX and make that B site pretty flawless. Like this round, for quote-unquote, is a flawless when it was decided.
Absolutely concur with that. Yudotan, though, looking for some good damage.
You're trying, and you're just throwing it.
Golf commentary. Divide chips it. Oh, and it goes in. Golf claps.
I'm not really a golf connoisseur myself.
Neither am I, honestly. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'd say in this one, PRX hit the hole in one, and Global Esports have, you know, hit it into the water. I don't know the actual terminology, but they've like banked it in the water.
Bunker? No,
that's the
right.
sandy thing.
Yeah, that's a sandy thing. Listen to us. Wait, what's the green thing called then? Grass.
Yeah, the green, isn't it? It's just called the green.
And there's like the fair.
Yeah, something
Look
like that.
Look at us exposing our
I'm feeling
lack
it's
of
over.
golf.
It's G over. It's legit G over. भाई तुम लोग को एक चीज मैं बता देता हूँ, जी अगर यहाँ नहीं जीती ना तो जो बैंड बजने वाली है जी की.
But the rest of the team, I mean,
I'm wondering what their economy is going to look like for the next round.
Yeah, Yudo.
Why Mind Freak is not playing and why Patman is playing, I don't know. अभी तक नहीं समझ आया है. And 1-3 पे PRX बैठ के, चलो हम बैठे, हम तो deserve कर दे 1-3.
How are you getting a single defensive round on the board with what you've got available, right? How are you getting Darion to do something with the judge? How are you potentially, you know, setting up a trap with Kelly S, with Yudotan?
Like करो 10 likes पहुंचाओ फटाफट से.
Over towards the A side of the map. You're looking out for any lurks up through mid with the one in the bottom of
People watching games with me.
At the top of ramp as well.
Darren snuck in a garage, but yeah, the main hit into this Alpha site. Jing in with the showstopper
सब कुछ
does
तोड़ दिया
spot
भाई.
Poppy out. So now a good idea that most of them are backside and screens. Something though, off of the top heaven position will get gunned down. Trades come through from Forsaken and Petman as they march on through from ramps. In towards back screen then is where Jing finds his target. Yudotan still trying to play spoiler on the site though. Jing can make quick work of him and just down to Darren, who was transitioning over from the B site.
Remember, he's got a judge. Definitely need to see him upgrade a weapon. There's not one available at the ramps. The closest is wrapping around into the open at the entry choke of the site, though no one will spot him there exactly.
Yeah, he's throwing the judge away.
It's good repositioning, by the way, for Jing, meanwhile.
Yes, that's going to be the main factor. Even if Petman falls around this position, which is apparently not likely,
It's
Petman
done for.
still consistently
It is
finds
done
his form
for.
with this Paper X core.
Yeah, right now he is, you know, kind of dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's in terms of filling the void where needed around the map, setting up utility for them, just making sure that he's there to be the supporting cast for this roster. And if you're looking for somebody like that to be consistent for Paper X, that's what you need.
40 assists last year.
Yeah, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But certainly, you know, we are seeing, you know, a new look towards Paper X.
It's over, guys.
Towards it and figuring out a lot of the roles for these players. And I mean, on this map,
Subscribe मारो यार.
playing the T1 stuff.
मेरे को बोलने की आदत छूट गई है.
Something, it's been a bit awkward for him in terms of the actual kills. But you remember, he's
Help
found
करो,
rounds by himself with the
subscribe
operator, with diving in towards the site.
Precisely. This time it's Devi in with the Outlaw, something up around the back. The sudden push out from Global, not a bad idea, but still getting punished by it now. Poppy has to hold off Garage by himself. The Haunt, the Boom Bot gives away his position. This could be it, Komodo.
It's
maybe
over.
Someone check Jing PC. Through the smoke there, able to find the kill to give Paper X the advantage in towards this post plant where they've got, well, spike down and one player advantage, as I said.
The Boombot gave him walls. That's what it was. Well, Crystal and Yudotan. Now, if Yudotan could possibly work his Neuro Theft to his advantage, maybe.
He's taking so long. You've got to expect the flank, right? Surely.
Yeah, the slow creep up. And now you kind of have an idea. Crystal, though, not too bad. Now the Nightfall. Possible chance. Hunt just to throw off the crosshair placement as well. Peeks out.
Nice try,
But
GG.
with the kills not found,
Everybody knew.
the map. The final scoreline bringing us to a 13-5 with Paper X taking it away.
Yeah, and I mean, that is a flawless attacking side to come.
It's over. It is a G over. Guys यार, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, man. तुम लोग को मैं ये भी दिखा रहा हूँ. देखो यार, मैं कितना दयालु हूँ. तुम यार सुपर चैट फेंक के मारो कुछ 1-2 लाख रुपए की. अपन और क्या देख सकते हैं? अपने क्रिएटर्स क्या कर रहे हैं वो देखते हैं. लेट्स गो. अपने क्रिएटर्स बोले तो अपने क्रिएटर्स के वीडियोस देखते हैं. मिस्टर आउट प्लेस. आउटप्ले पाजी. आउटप्ले पाजी आपका नाम लिया और आपने फॉलो किया ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. लेट्स गो पाजी. ये देखो पाजी का कितना बढ़िया लग रहा है. लाइक फॉर रियल पाजी का कितना बढ़िया लग रहा है बे चैनल. पाजी का सबसे पॉपुलर वीडियो कौन सा है? स्टिल रोलिंग. ये देखते हैं. वो छोड़ दिया पाजी सिर्फ फ्रेंजी. He gets 3. 4 मार दिए फ्रेंजी से. ओ वेंडल किल होगी. हाथ में ही नहीं आए पाजी के फ्रेंड, क्या कर सकते हैं। आउटफ्लो भी कर भाई, क्या क्रेजी लग रहा है बे। स्टार्टिंग का 1 मिनट दिखते डबल। अरे 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 भाई ये क्रेजी सीन्स है। जाओ पाजी को चेकआउट करो, लाइक करो, सब्सक्राइब करो गाइस, जाओ। एपेक्स का भी गाना ये चल रहा है ना। गैरी क्या कर रहा है?
Doesn't look good for this lineup. Yeah.
अबे यार ये वाले मैंने मेरे पर्सनल से सबको सब्सक्राइब करके रखा है, इससे किसी को नहीं किया। वाह
Kevin, my point will make you make changes. My point will you make changes to the roster after the stage 1. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see how it goes. Only Gary can save us from this. Bro, it's time, I think. It's time to grind, bro. It's time.
हेलो संचित भाई, क्या हाल है, कैसे हो यार? लॉन्ग टाइम। वैसे लॉन्ग टाइम तो मेरे को हो गया।
After they leave G, career ऊपर जाते हैं भाई। ये क्या नशे है भाई? Not Indian, bro. Bumblebee. These are the best players right now which came off from T2. They're really good. I don't know what is happening them on stage, but ये हो रहा है तो क्या करूँ भाई? They are good players. Trust me, they are good players.
से निकलने के बाद करियर ऊपर जाते हैं। ये तो सबके साथ हुआ है।
It's like some performance issues is going on, and I'm not sure what is going on, and I need to figure this out, and I've got to ask the performance coach क्या हो रहा है इधर? After we won the second round, they were so happy and everything, and they were playing good. Suddenly something happened, and what's up with playing so slow? Even the casters can see it. Like, whoa, some communication is going wrong somewhere. Myoken, I have been a die-hard fan of G, but it disappoints me a lot to see how G is still doing silly mistakes and don't have the mindset of fighting back and winning. Abhi kya karu bhai? I have been a die-hard fan of G from the time G was founded. Kya karu bhai?
गैरी भाई बहुत क्यूट है यार।
ओ इंडियन प्लेयर्स खेलेंगे तो क्यों फ्रस्ट्रेट करेंगे उन्हें? बस भी तो हार ही एटलीस्ट इंडियन प्लेयर्स। आर यू श्योर अबाउट दैट? रोहित शर्मा
जी फाइटिंग नहीं थी, लूजिंग हो रहा है। मैं गैरी भाई के साथ मस्ती कर रहा हूं।
आर यू श्योर अबाउट दैट? एक्सपीरियंस वाइज आई कैन टेल यू दैट इज रॉन्ग।
जी के लफड़े हो चुके हैं भाई।
Daddy, you so cute, man. Thank you, Venom. Rohit Sharma. If you join NASA today, you will learn anything in the next 10 years until you don't know basics of space science. All right? What the hell? Elliot go as coach. C and you go assistant coach. Now make it members only chat. No. Members only chat. We'll do later. We'll do only members only stream, bro. Members only chat. No need to fight. Oh, Suman Mukherjee.
Patrick who really said Patrick who?
Welcome to stream.
अरे the thing is simple. तुम एक मैप तो जीतो, तुम अपना मैप तो जीतो। 3 मिनट और है ना, कैरी के साथ थोड़ी सी बकचोदी करते हैं। लेट्स गो।
If you take Indian players, we as Indians, we'll give more hate to them. Bro, I can't imagine the cricket team, the number of fan followings for the cricket teams have. Oh, what the hell? Super chat. What's up? Mr. Deves Bajaj. Oh, Bajaj bhai, donate under super chat. We need just one star duelist who has experience and has proven his game on the main stage. These guys are getting nervous. It gives a boost, I feel. Maybe. Thank you for the, by the way, thank you for the 100. We'll do a little bit of my knees are paining. I want to dance. थोड़ा आज forgive करो. Usually dance करते हैं super chat में, but आज forgive. No, we shall dance. Bajaj bhai, thank you for the 100 gifted. Bajaj bhai, thank you for the 100 gifted.
Bhai, he's so cute, man.
Thank you, bro. W only in the chat.
Shreyas bhai,
Bajaj bhai.
insane thighs, by the way.
Butchering names since a month. Gary playing next map? Yes, bro. Strategy is not good for future as we will receive super chats every 5 minutes. Huh? Strategy is not good for future.
हाँ भाई बराबर है.
We will receive super chats every 5 minutes. Ah, you mean like that? No, bro. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll start with different levels, no?
मैच चालू होने में कितना टाइम है रे?
Never thought I'm going to see Gary dance. अभी क्या?
वॉच पार्टी की वॉच पार्टी चल रही है.
Why we did see Darian play like this
40
once upon
seconds.
a time, so it's good to see
40
that come
seconds.
back here to his full potential. That stat there, I couldn't catch it quick enough. Was that from with Darian still playing, or is that Patrick Hu stat?
I think the last time they played Lotus, Patrick Hu was in, right?
Yeah, it was.
So this is
It
gonna
was.
be
I
major
haven't seen
changes then.
Darion playing Yoru. I'm pretty sure it was Patrick Hu on the Yoru. We saw it against DFM, and then I think another series against Talon, maybe. I can't
No,
remember.
Talon's in the other group. It must have
in the
been,
other group.
DRX or Gen G.
DRX or Gen G, yeah. Well, they definitely did. I think they played this comp twice, and I definitely do remember Patrick Hu running out against DFM and them not doing anything, and he was just killing people for free.
Sorry, मैं गायब हो गई थी. कोई बात नहीं यार मुंजी.
Apparently.
काम चलते रहते हैं, काम करने भी पड़ते हैं. ऑप्शन नहीं है अपने पास.
Our wonderful casters helping us out with the stats there.
Komodo
is
But it's just one thing.
carrying the desk. Thank you.
आपकी चार्ट भागती है, मेरी नहीं भागती
Yeah,
है.
I mean,
I know.
I'm curious to see.
So you
I
might
would like to see changes from global. but
feel
they are sticking
alone
with what
sometime
they
in the
know.
chat, लेकिन मैं आपसे
He's
बातें
on the
करते
Yoru,
रहूंगा.
same bridge tail
मैं रास्ते में ही थी
style,
ना.
and Yudatan staying on
कहाँ
the
से
side.
वापस आ रहे हो? मतलब कहाँ जा रहे हो या कहाँ से वापस आ रहे हो?
Are running double duelists.
Yeah, I think the Yoru's going to help a little bit against the Vice of Divide, but once again, you're going to see this double duelist comp. Jing, you know, he's been a little bit missed on the
ना रे
race
मैं
last
ना
time.
भाग
I think
मेरी
last
ना
time the
भागती.
Yoru's plays the Yoru mass, although he looked a little bit
वो तो
out of it
देखा
on split
मैंने.
initially, and also on Pearl,
कोई
he
नहीं
swapped
जल्दी
back
भागेगी.
with the Jet.
अरे वही है ना.
Map where
कॉलेज
something
से
on the
घर.
Yoru works very
Oh,
well
you
for
still
them,
in
and they haven't got a
college?
setup
Okay,
built
okay.
around it where he might
क्या
be
कर रहे हो?
away and they're masking A pressure, and then they've got a trap prepped somewhere
Like-
else. So 100th map for
Absolutely.
something.
Yeah.
100th map
It's gonna be on
VCT
the Yoru.
Pacific
It
total.
is. Funnily
क्या कर रहे हो? Like
enough, when he was saying
education-wise, what are you doing?
And like you said, this map, the last time we saw it last
मी छोटा सा बच्चा. ना 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 ना. CS. CSE. What's that? What's that? I don't know. Like legit, I don't know. भाई पहली बार सुना ये तो. ये क्या होता है? I'm sorry. होता क्या है ये? हाँ मतलब like CSE I didn't listen. CS सुना है. ओके. फुल फॉर्म सुना है, शॉर्ट फॉर्म ना सुना मैंने. मैं आर्ट्स वाला स्टूडेंट था यार. आई एम रियली सॉरी बट मैं आर्ट्स स्टूडेंट था.
GG for global
As the
East.
art
Whoa,
student, I don't know
this
anything.
map.
मतलब
We will
computer
see if it's not gonna be a
CSE
quick
is like
GG.
computer science engineering full form सुना है.
Hopefully
मैं आर्ट्स स्टूडेंट था. I
That's
don't
it.
know.
We do have something already pushing out.
Ah! How you don't kill him?
Died, but Git crashes away
Hello?
just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it's a 4-1 spread around the map now for Paper X because of that too. Creep up for the mound control. A lot of work for Forsaken to do.
वो कैसे नहीं मरा?
First round, previous map with his smokes. currently though, trying to keep himself.
भाई यार ये इंडिया के लिए ना ग्लोबल ई स्पोर्ट्स नहीं हो रहा है. I'm really sorry, but embarrassment हो रही है भाई. ये बेबी डोर से बी जाना है भाई. ये सी से फ्लडिंग कर पता था ये सी से फ्लडिंग करेंगे. No, nah. At least one. सारे paranoid.
The shot's not connecting. Divide finds it instead. Yudotan swings back out.
Everybody is paranoid and no shots are being connected.
GE are playing then though around A link. They've got a good angle against the spike. Jing looking to stick it halfway. Gets
Nice.
out at the right time, but still not quite
2v1.
able to react in kind. Forsaken for the 1-on-2.
Salvos will eventually come online for Crystal.
Oh, and he's just staying tucked away as well. They hear the
Khatam.
footsteps, but now Crystal has to take the shot. Oh, not quite able to find it. Forsaken, racking up kills up to a triple.
What the heck? What happened?
He has got his runners on there, and he has hunted them down for the 1 versus 3 Red Bull clutch.
ये हुआ क्या?
I thought the global
कैसे throw हुआ?
with that, but when you see some awkward shots coming out from Papi and Darion, Yudotan not able to get the immediate.
यहाँ देखना, यहाँ एक frag मिला.
Look a little bit awkward and worrisome, but I mean respect has been certainly commanded in this round from Paper X, hasn't it? They are not scared to just take these fights here in this one. And as I said, Salvos eventually would come online.
2v1 था, why are you going alone?
That one, feeling confident on the kills and well.
One tap got की याद आ गई यहाँ.
It does not phase him. His 10th clutch to come in for VCT Pacific.
How about that? Reaching new milestones as well. That's got to feel good. And that gives him a little bit more confidence to hold down the sight lines against A.
Mama खाना खिला दी. Yep.
G looking to regroup themselves.
Yeah, force up from Global as well because they got the plant down and it went down to, you know, just one player surviving from Paper X in the last round. Now though, spread around Mound. Sorry, Rubble.
या फिर नहीं मम्मी
See if they're going to
nobody
just
else.
stick around A, or if they will look to go pivot in towards the B side again, or try and bait in Paper X to any unexpected crossfires.
Feels like they're looking for CQ duels on this A site, and the force by
इधर चेयर ले आओ, मैं लेके आ
for
जाता हूँ.
them in map 1.
Salvo's back on
right,
Crystal.
yeah.
Salvo goes in first. You want to combo a little
Every
bit
mother is
early
like
to
that,
get
कुछ नहीं
tree
है.
control.
Oh, something with the timing though.
ओए
From the smokes, but look at that.
ये स्टिंगर राउंड इतना बढ़िया खेलते लेकिन उसके बाद इनको क्या होता है पता नहीं.
Kills as well. Forsaken though finding one, a second as well, and he does get away from the special delivery, but he knows that there are too many players surrounding him. Yudotan, fantastic to capitalize. Just a Vi now.
Something about these force ups or thrifties in global esports.
It's them recognizing situations as well. Quite aware as to where Divide could show up from, especially with the smoke blocking off stairs.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना.
Just as
मतलब अपने को लगता है सिर्फ
utility in hand, so a little bit unfortunate.
ऐसा लगता रहेगा ना स्ट्रीम पे खाली.
Yeah, maybe need to see a little bit more productivity from Paper X.
मेरी मम्मी खिलाती रहेगी लेकिन नहीं कोई भी स्ट्रीम पे जाओ. Same goes for GA. हाँ वही हो रहा है संचित भाई, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you.
Of the stingers, which is a little bit more favorable when you do get close up and personal.
Lesser subbies.
Lesser subbies, submachine guns.
Oh, cool.
नहीं, these guys play stinger round so well. उसके बाद इनको क्या होता है पता नहीं. अब default start किया है 3-1-1 का. Darion कितना आगे निकल गया है. Okay, he gets one and he just falls back. बढ़िया.
Hunters on though. See if these pistols can do something.
Rubble से उदुतान 1-2 मार सकता है. Let's go.
Doesn't work out, doesn't it? Yudotan finally in the game.
Yeah, no chance at all. I mean, those footsteps were very audible. So Yudotan great to rack those up. Now he's got the neural theft for future rounds.
मैंने मेरी chat वैसे open ही रखी है ना इसके लिए.
And he's gonna just try to find whatever he can. Good little swing out. Takes Yudotan down. Of course, the trade coming out then from Poppy.
Yeah, getting the neural theft going online for this belated bonus round is going to be pretty good for Global, you would expect, if they're able to waltz around the map as well. And, you know,
बस casting के time पे ये possible नहीं है. बाकी तो hello sir, what's up Ampli? क्या हाल है?
Definitely could steal away this next round, depending on what they look to do and depending on how aware Paper X are going to be.
Long time, bro. Like watch parties को तो कितना time हो गया है?
Either themselves, specifically now, judging by positions as well, they're not really going to be able to do something with just holding that one. So this will be a pretty good start to the round for Global Esports to, you know, get that dimensional drift online and act out from there.
एम्पली से तो मैं नाराज हूँ. क्या हो गया? क्यों बड़ा करे हो?
Well, at least Jing will pick up an alt orb as well, though, so possibly for future rounds. But right now, Defy has to do some heavy lifting. He's feeling the pressure coming out. He hears footsteps on the other side.
Well, he's just put more thorns down on the side as well, so getting an idea that it might.
क्या मेरा इंटरनेट थोड़ा फ्लक्चुएट हो रहा है? I don't feel so. हाँ, it's all good, it's all good. अभी तक तो सब सही है. मेरे फोन में ही दिक्कत है.
If anyone was pushed up there, that's why the thorns get popped. And now you've got Global Esports looking to get some mound control. Rubble.
Oh, and he's getting suppressed as well. So Forsaken not able to TP out. He does run into a link back to stairs, maybe a heaven.
As casters, energy drinks तो भेजी नहीं गई इससे.
Opportunity for Global Esports to possibly get more leg room around the A site.
Just need to have a good decisive call.
Nice.
Global, if they're going to pivot towards the C site, now's kind of the time. They're starting.
At least map 3 लेके जाओ, कुछ इज्जत बचेगी हमारी.
All of the information. Look at that. Collat picked up. You know, time to trade right back though as Patman peeks out from Pillar. Now Defy continuing to hold
क्या कर रहे हैं?
around the C site. He's looking for more. Jing trying to get in with the kills as well. Blast
1v1.
Poppy good on the shots on the Guardian.
And now you got to reposition from Poppy. And Forsaken has already started to waltz on over. Really expecting to come through the break.
Baby door से आ रहा है वो.
Was already open.
Oh, he's got smokes up as well.
अरे यार.
Forsaken crosshair placement, sharp and precise. He's gonna get the kill to break.
नहीं दो, that shot was good. जो Silong पे 2 मारे वो बहुत बढ़िया मारे.
To get in there with the satchels through the rotating door to help out Defy as well. Specifically when I'm looking at how close Poppy is towards from the shadows as well. You know, if he's given the light of day to get that one off and bring the spike with him towards the A side.
Silong पे 2 बहुत बढ़िया मारे.
I believe he even had the arc rays available at the right location.
लेकिन उसके बाद क्या किया?
Two potentially there, but this one right here. Hey, at least he got the one trade
भाई
to bring it into the one.
यहाँ पे you ulting to
for Forsaken to be able to
पूरा बैक साइड पे प्लांट करना ड्रॉप के पीछे, ड्रॉप से थोड़ा सा आगे मतलब.
We'll see what happens.
लगने वाले.
We do have Petman on the judge.
गए. इनको ब्लाइंडली सपोर्ट करते करते मेरे को लगता है जीवन निकल जाएगा, लेकिन ये लोग नहीं जीत सकते.
Speaking of Yoru Darion for his second ever appearance on this agent.
Oh yes.
From what I was able to see, it looks like the last time it was played was in some sort of overtime variety where he did go double negative. So
so this is Coach Elevated, just trying to stick to the same composition. Darren clearly still able
क्या हुआ ये? और ये क्यों हुआ?
We have yet to see that so far. But right now it's an opening pick. Something also down to low HP.
पोजी देखो डेरियन की पोजी देखो.
In the server it seems at the moment to chop and change with the team. Good shot out from him there on a Jing. This is looking like a well-formulated round for Global so far, and now even better when
nice
it's a
round.
5 versus 2 situation.
And PaperX slowly getting picked apart. You do have Divide with the Steel Garden, but it's 2 on 5.
Yeah, it'd be pretty risky to drop that one in. You can already see by the position of the PaperX members that they're just going to have to call for a save in this situation. In this round. I don't really favor Global Esports going for a hunt here.
Are they going for a save? Yeah, they are.
But, I mean, you kind of just play respectful at this one. It's early in the half. You want to balance out your own economy. Just let them save this one and stew in the fact that Global will win a actual gun round for once.
Yeah. Slightly working off of time, but it's also with the confidence gained from the opening picks that they found. It's not too bad, and I would like to jest, but 2v5 was a round that went by last week against PaperX and BFM.
Yeah.
Okay. Preps करके आओ. कल से टॉर्नी स्टार्ट है. करो.
And now you've got a little bit of time to just converse things over at the tail end of this.
ये round तो मिल गया, चलो.
Immediately seeing better impact, better positioning. I think a little bit better calls as well, specifically where the boom game is concerned. For Global Esports as well. For those
who have
just been joining us, that scoreline was a 13 in favor of Boom. And in this one, yeah, already a little bit more delivered to us from Global Esports. A timeout though from PaperX, you'd expect.
एम्पली एमी भाई को सुना? गला फाड़ दिए. अच्छा था मैं मम्मी जब भी खाना खिलाती है ना मजा आ जाता, पता नहीं कैसे. लाइक स्ट्रीम पे इतना ज्यादा होता नहीं है, काफी टाइम से तो स्ट्रीम ही ना हुई है. I just don't comment on what happened with Juvenile. मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने बोला रील बना दे, रीच मिलेगी. मैं बोला भाई ऐसे टॉपिक्स पे I don't. Even वो मिडिल ई स्पोर्ट्स वाले लफड़े पे भी I didn't even like publicly आके मैंने कोई रील नहीं बनाया.
Team and getting set up by the likes of Kalies, by the likes of Crystal as well. Going to be quite important. You want to see Yudotan be this late lurker, the struggler to go around the
मजा
map.
Especially with the fact
अभी
that
तक 5
Global
rounds में
still
मजा आया.
has an op in
आकाश भी चल रही
operation
है.
as well. You know, this kind of
अच्छा भी कर रहा है.
means that PRX is going to have to think twice if they're going to peek out Rubble and Mound as well.
Yep.
They do have something up by Mound currently.
Yeah, waiting for the pop play, right?
चार बंदे सी.
Spot out what you can from something. You can have
एक
an
भी
half
ये
throw
पूरा
solo, you
retake.
can try
Wow.
and peek out together as the team, but without seeing anything, it's on to Forsaken to communicate if he hears anything towards the A side of things, for example, for then PRX to either call that they need to do something at Mound and then rotate, or just rotate silently.
Yeah, pistols as well, which is
Your Valo collection worth something around 20-22k.
for PRX, but that said, after the A
20-22 हजार के आसपास होगा. 20-22 नहीं, 30 के आसपास होना चाहिए. 5,000 की तो नाइफ है खेली.
Darion spotted absolutely
एक ही
nothing
नाइफ है
over
वो
this A
5,000
side
में
at the
पड़ी है
moment.
मेरे को.
Forsaken now
हक
gets
दिया.
the
Whoa.
fact that that's a free kill is quite unfortunate for Global. It makes things a little bit weird in this round where there's 2 rifles,
देखते हैं,
4
देखते हैं.
PRX, couple of pistols,
इसके बाद देखते हैं
a
लाइक.
gun that's dropped
मैं आपके
towards
बाद देखते हैं
spawn,
वालो
not
कलेक्शन
gonna be
कितनी की है.
recoverable.
है ना
But you do have an
इसमें
advantage
क्या
where
बोलते हैं.
a situation like this, Quack, the steel garden investment
Oh,
could be
yeah.
large.
However, that comes down to you.
हगासो.
Hold the angle, unfortunately, gunned down by Jing. Showstopper possibly getting deployed in the round. Kelly S just trying to play up by drop, but not quite spotted out yet. But here comes that rocket, not quite landing as well. Kelly S then finding a shot onto something. The Steel Garden getting the primary weapons jammed, but Kelly S onto the go, still able to find some shots. Forsaken now from the back, but headed on by the shorty. Petman now with a phantom.
अब मेरे को एक चीज एक्सप्लेन करना. सिर्फ एक चीज इन दिस होल राउंड. वो सिटी वाली फाइट क्या जरूरी थी हेवन पर. यू आर हैविंग वेपन एडवांटेज. पीछे खेलो ना. स्टील गार्डन क्यों फार्म करने देना है. स्टील गार्डन पहले से था या नहीं. मेरे को याद नहीं. ओके स्टील गार्डन पहले से ही था. नेवर माइंड.
Well, yeah, they do have something up by
Never mind. Steel Garden पहले से था. My bad.
Makes a lot of sense. Flood together as a team.
लेकिन मैन एडवांटेज गया तुम्हारे हाथ से. तुम मैन एडवांटेज इक्वलाइज करने के बदले तुम क्या कर जाओगे. थ्रिफ्टी थ्रो कर दिया. वाओ.
They also get now the operator out for something who is currently 060. If you flip it around at 006, we all know what happened to 007.
Oh, I gotta look to crack that egg. Do like James Bond, but something. Let's not go there, shall we?
Well, maybe it will be. Die another day.
Okay, Yudotan to hold the angle, but yeah, this time it's going to be Global Esports trying to assert some presence over onto the C site. Yeah, Vi has been relegated to play a safer position by Waterfall.
If Crystal wants to try and sell any sort of fake here, it's just going to be the drone to go out by itself. So he's just going to wait to see what he can spot. Bit of over-eagerness potentially here from the PRX members. Yudotan spotted out, by the way, during gate crash. And Crystal noted as well, so it's going to cause some investment of util for PRX. Meanwhile, eyes on the prize of this C site for Global is the eventual end.
Well, yes, the op noted as well, and that's why they have decided to push into the C site now, especially alongside this Armageddon. In case something might have gate crashed over onto this part, the Armageddon renders him useless. Then to Divine, though, who's holding out by Waterfall, great on the two.
Sorry, but
breaking clones as well. Darian now trying to do his best.
What you guys did?
To flood and swarm back in with the retake.
Man, Devi has just absolutely brutalized them, hasn't he? 4 kills in the round, just a duel fought throughout. The aftershock in water as well, right? You're just considering that that's going to keep him locked in the corner, but he's just going to play on the back with the visual clutter and go for the kill. He's got assistance from Patman as well, bringing in with the Nightfall. Oh, just delivering the goods there.
चाहे 2 घंटे की वॉच पार्टी हो भाई, लेकिन कुछ अच्छा हो, गेम तो दिखे. 10 लाइक्स हो गए हैं गाइस. 20 लाइक्स की तरफ अग्रसर. हम 1-1.5 घंटे में वापस चले जाएंगे. लेकिन संचित भाई, हम लोग 1-1.5 घंटे में वापस जाने वाले हैं. Valorant total spent अरे लॉगिन विगिन नहीं करवाओ भाई। हाँ तो ये लॉगिन अगर करवाने गए तो मैं मेरा चेहरा दिखाऊँ 1 मिनट। लॉगिन मैं पब्लिकली नहीं कर सकता। आई एम रियली सॉरी गाइस, बहुत बार हो भी चुका है। सबसे पहला 2023 में परचेज किया था, लेकिन मैं खेल कब से रहा हूँ। हाय हाय कितना प्यारा लौंडा है। 1600 भी भाई, ये एडिशन करने में बहुत टाइम जाएगा। अपन मैच देखते हैं।
Present in the round, so GE does have to figure that out, but currently going for rubble control. They have
He's got out. He's got out of that one, hasn't he?
So quick off to it.
Kill onto towards Darion, rotating door, still rotating, and he's shroud stepped in towards there, and no one's shot at him.
Still has one more TP as well. GE kind of trying to think tactically around this situation, thinking to rotate back in towards B, but Jing is there.
Just a round of duels at the moment for Paper X, not letting these guns find any opportunity from Global, and now in a 5 versus 2. You need to see Kalias and Crystal do something pretty destructive to get back into this one.
Given the positions, though, they are somewhat susceptible to spams. Paper X trying to keep themselves with minimal exposure, hiding behind corners, and that's when Crystal will find his first headshot. One hit cracked, looks for an opportunity to slip into the B side. Repeaks, takes down another player, but Jing, oh Jing, you're just happy to clean things up for Paper X.
Yeah, so far, 3 on the trot on this defensive side, starting to play with a little bit of the piggy bank as well, right? Building up a little bit of the economy there. Jing far out in front of the rest of the team. As we just see a lot of these duels in that round, won by Paper X pretty cleanly. You know, a little bit of damage delivered and only 1 casualty, or 2 casualties rather, at the end of that one. But you'll still be pretty happy with how things did result there on the back of a timeout as well, right? Nothing really eventuating for Global Esports there, but another buy-up they will present. A lot of rubble control to be established by Paper X, and I think if you're Global Esports, you need to recognize that these slower-paced rounds of
अब छोड़ देना, ये प्लेयर्स को भी छोड़ देना। एक्चुअली ये प्लेयर छोड़ने जैसे ही है।
You've got an Omen, you've got a Yoru. You can get to the back of this C site early.
Oh, but they're feeling some, well, I'm afraid to say this word, but PTSD. They knew that Davai has been playing on the C site.
And he's got the Steel Garden yet again, remember? So just
Steel Garden 2 राउंड पहले तो था।
On that A site now. Reenactable.
अरे उड़ो, इतना मत उड़ो।
Hey, we're on the board.
Woo! You gotta pop some party streamers and everything, but yeah, back into the C site, precisely with this possible Steel Garden. Slight mishaps here and there, but they are able to get boots on the ground on C. With that, maybe the spike as well, but then the Steel Garden comes out. They're pushing all the way through just to try to wrangle more space.
Khatam, it's GG, bro.
Forsaken blocking off B pillar as well, and now, oh, something. You're just pushing Kelias away. He's looking for some kills right back, though, but
it's GG, bro, GG.
Into the shorty, something.
Sanjit bhai,
not letting Global Esports
back up.
1 HP. It's close, but he gets it done. I was looking at actually the positioning off screen from Crystal.
30,
Steel Garden,
50,
we saw the tail
60,
end of it, looking
80,
to
100,
remove his gun up through the middle of pillars, but Forsaken stuck around and found the kill the whole time with the operator. So even the heads up and disciplined play to come through from Paper X, that they know that potential lurk is coming because they didn't spot him on the hit. They didn't see the takeover utility in towards the site when they opt to fall back towards the holes, towards Waterfall. So you got to be really aware that Global Esports are like later lurks from somebody to come around the map.
अच्छा ओके सॉरी 1945 माफ कसम तो आ जाओ 1945
here in Pacific so far, dodging a lot of these tech pauses.
Yeah, we have been. Most of the group stage has been pretty, tech pause less so far. But we cannot keep things clean. Things that go up eventually go down.
इतना नहीं है दोस्त.
It's just the reality of things.
It's like a roller coaster. They go up, they go down.
It's gravity.
You know what doesn't go? What is it?
इतना नहीं है दोस्त.
An umbrella through a chimney.
इतना नहीं है दोस्त. क्योंकि ये अभी के भाव है. हम 2023 की बात कर रहे हैं.
Tech pause though. Players can't talk in this sort of situation, but we can. So unfortunately now everyone's got the podcast with us. This guy wants a riot gun buddy. Please, with 3 Zs.
3 Zs.
फिर भी इतना तो आ ही रहा है.
How lucky you're
बहुत ज़्यादा है.
How lucky you're gonna get with that one. Maybe if you on some of the
अकाउंट बहुत महंगा है.
I didn't see the gamer name in there with the hashtag and everything.
बहुत महंगा अकाउंट है.
Maybe it's in Korean.
I don't know. Maybe. Potentially. Regardless though, Paper X man.
ये बट एक बात है, इसमें हम अगर फ्रेंड्स का ये करते हैं फिर भी आता है क्या, या फिर सिर्फ अपने अकाउंट का ही आता है? I just want to know that.
Global esports either get into the site completely as 5 and go for the full retake, or try to chip 1 or 2 players away first and then set up for a pretty strong retake, or
सिर्फ अपने अकाउंट का तो भाई बहुत ज्यादा है. I'm feeling bad for myself.
That's it though. Allow me to try to pick your brain a little.
थोड़ा करके बहुत खर्चा किया भाई.
Esports are definitely a, formidable team. They have potential. We've seen them swing rounds where they have thrifties being picked up. They force bot with the stinger and they managed to turn things around a little bit. Just when it comes down to some of these rounds, they
अपनी मम्मी को दिखाओ. ना. Not now.
Lose the lead.
चप्पल पड़ेगी सीधी. बट समझो ना यार, 2023 से 2025 2 साल.
A paranoia comes in a little bit later on from Pappy, and that blinded Darion when he TP'd in towards the back of site. Like, imagine a scenario where there's players on the C site from Paper X. It's not just fully disconnected and
और इसमें 95% मेरी अर्निंग का ही, 5% खाली एक मेरे को नाइफ किसी ने गिफ्ट किया था बर्थडे पे. बाकी सब मेरी कास्टिंग का पैसा है. हाँ, तो मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हाँ, मेरे को लेजिट फर्क नहीं पड़ता. For real. मेरे को सिर्फ कोरोना में नाइफ किसी ने दिलाया था. That's it.
Well, this is Arian's second official Yoru game. I don't entirely fault him for having some of these mishaps with the flashes, but they do happen. And at the same time, like you mentioned, the indecisiveness.
I took Prime, I took Chrono. बहुत कुछ लिया है मैंने. हाँ.
Also just the fact that they're not using the tense mouse, Komodo.
Aren't they?
I don't think so.
I had actually taken complete stock on.
अब वो है ना, मैं स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे को भाई वो चीज नहीं करनी पड़ती. मैं इरिटेट खुद हो जाता हूँ, लेकिन ठीक है.
Getting into my connoisseurness on broadcast.
This guy uses finger. His mouse is like
22,
super
21
tiny
grams pure carbon fiber.
Ridiculous. Insane. I don't know how you make it work, but you make it look good. But that said, yes, still with the tech pause, bear with us.
No.
It's one of these things as well.
मेरे को लग रहा है
split of course in the veto.
ये 1944 is not.
Makes sense when they're allowed to pick that one.
भाई 1944 हो ही नहीं सकता है. It's kind of impossible. इसने ये 1599 रुपयों को. एक मिनट नहीं. हाँ, legit मैंने कैलकुलेट किया 1.5 लाख की स्किन्स है ही नहीं मेरे पास. ऊपर दिख रहा है, ऊपर गलत दिख रहा है. कैलकुलेट खुद करते हो. 1599 छोड़ दो, वो रुपीस है. कसम, मेरा दिमाग घूम गया था कि इतना कहाँ से आया भाई. नहीं इतना तो मैं कमाया भी नहीं हूँ. इतना मेरे अकाउंट में नहीं है. 20, 30, 50, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 150, 170, 190, 210. अब 25 से गिनना है. 235, 240, 260, 280, 290, 300, 325, 345.
Gotta make your way through this current Lotus.
ठीक है.
Yeah,
and it's not as though G can't do it. Well,
you got to remember, if you don't make it through Lotus here, you lose 2-0. You're have only won against the.
ये मैंने नहीं किया था.
You didn't get a single map against all the other teams.
$345 भाई, मैं वही बोला. $1900 बहुत होता है भाई.
Stage 2. It's the entire.
मैं बोला ना 30,000 के आसपास होएगा. 35,000. इतना तो मैं बोल के बैठा हूँ. 30,000 का खर्चा तो किया है. 1.5 लाख का खर्चा बहुत होता है भाई. मेरी कहाँ फट गई थी?
Tech pause to a timeout.
Common.
Okay.
Pretty common when you got a lengthy tech pause.
ऊपर गलत दिख रहा है. हाँ, वो 1500 रुपए को $1500 समझ गए.
Dive into their second timeout of the map now.
Yeah. And that's one of the other things that I was just about to go into with the fact that Global Esports, while they do have a pretty good chance at maybe taking
हाँ
down
30,000 तो ठीक है यार साल का 10,000 I purchase skins I know 3 साल से I am doing it साल का 10,000 का skins I do एक बर्थडे पे स्किन लेता हूँ एक बर्थडे पे एनी स्किन मतलब जो फेवरेट स्किन होती है अगर वो आई है तो ले लेता हूँ वरना वो बर्थडे वाली स्किन को पोस्टपोन करके आगे जाके ले लेता हूँ दैट इज वन थिंग मेरी गांड फट गई
onto Lotus, especially when they were, with Crystal, waiting for those salvos to come back up. They exploded all over the A site. But after that point, without much information or without much decisiveness, you start to see them lose rounds to pressure, time, or getting...
और ये भी बताऊं मैं तुमको जो अपन ने चेक किया वो करंट डॉलर्स के भाव से किया which is I guess 85 and that time it was not 85 that time it was I want to say like कितना था in 2020 और पकड़ लेते हैं averagely
Not specifically the A site though, because PRX have already scared you away a little bit here.
80 रुपया था समझो 83 रुपीस था भाई मेरा ना इधर हार्ट बीट ऊपर नीचे हो गया था 1.5 लाख इतना मैंने कमाया क्या कास्टर्स पैसा कमा पा रहे हैं
A little bit of the rotations here. You'll set up the sheer wall over at the C side of things for PRX and majority of your forces ready for a mound trap. Meanwhile, the A site
never mind
the hit for Global
बहुत ज़्यादा yapping हो गई now get back to the game
being a little bit closer to the breakable door to get the information but now PRX have the mound information and they should know that this is going to eventuate towards the A site
that is bad actually योरू कॉम वाला ने मेरे को इतना नहीं पसंद मेरे को इतना नहीं पसंद sorry I just term it as bad not worse but bad
good that the team was able to follow through off of the dimensional drift, but now
oh by teen flank
some fake footsteps off to drop as well. Something trying to throw them off his scent, and then for the rest of PRX to group up behind.
Yeah, you can't use that gate crash unfortunately there as old mate Darion, you're stuck in towards the site, but you've got a lot to do here with the team. Let's see if Global can get this.
PRX quite aware of where the
भाई इनको खाली stingers हो रहे
take the first hit down by Tree. The second one kill going free as well. 4v3 now, and PRX continues to push on through. Immediate salvos from Crystal, though, does push PRX off position just a bit. Jing then taking Poppy down by the back. Unfortunately, TP is not quite favoring him now, but all of a sudden, look at the kill.
पूरा round pivot हो गया.
Crystal and Darion just decimating PRX and whole.
Thrifty found.
It's another Thrifty that they're able to pull away with. They can't convincingly get a proper round, it feels like.
Emi bhai!
Across the board. The from the shadows that does come out there as well from Papi is a little bit questionable, but I think maybe a little bit more questionable is
Emi bhai screaming.
Spray time an issue at the end of that one, not for Global but for PRX can't establish themselves on the spike early enough because of the damaging util that the salvos provides. Global hold on to try and tie up at the half if possible.
Which would be a pretty decent start. Got ops now on both sides as well. Yoru for Yoru, but something with the peek out from Mound.
Give me more, he says. The problem is though, Quack, you've removed the smokes from Global Esports. Oh, and they don't even bait out the sheer.
Quickly shot down by Jing.
Yeah, makes it really awkward to try and get in towards this site. Though, if Jing's giving you a free opener there, back to balance out in the 4 versus 4, you take that.
SG
Emi bhai har frag pe inko motivate kar rahe. Let's go.
Good for a bit of an opener, but now you've got to trip the sheer wall, or for everyone just to hop on at the same time. They will trip it, and then for Crystal try to lurk around rubble, but unfortunately shut down by Forsaken.
Amen pushed है, C पे ऑफ लगी हुई है.
The information from the shadows from Forsaken. I think he might have even spotted all 3 members out just then.
A little bit odd for the initiator to lurk as well.
At least 6-6 guys.
Something on this Yoru.
And he's still got thorns available as well on something's call.
Yeah, quick off to it.
Ha! Let's go.
40 swing. They both had the same idea, but Darren just dunked on him a little bit quicker. Sight now handed over onto GE, but PRX quick to flood back in as well. Forsaken looking for a cheeky angle. Prowler will go through, but not quite finding anyone. Just clearing out the front portion of the site. Then Rolling Thunder to push PRX further back. Sortie though! And that's Kelly has cut down by half around the torso. Darian now just marking Forsaken. Still going for the crosshair wiggle. He has an op after all. Will find his target, and then for Yudotan to slay the
Let's go. Still winnable, guys.
Crossfires in the end there for Darion and for Yudotan being very patient to not reveal where that operator is posted as well.
Winnable, guys. Winnable.
First frag in the round and losing part
Winnable.
as well. You consider, right? Shia not popped at the front of B. Makes it look a little bit awkward, but 3 versus 3 scenario, and you start to feel
At least
down.
Pearl tak push to karo.
To get the post plant worked. They will. So going into the last round of the half, 5 versus 6, they can definitely look to equalize here.
Especially considering the ultimates at hand as well. Crystal on the Armageddon. PRX though, once again, beginning things with huge rubble control. All 4 pushing down.
A little bit more forward than we've seen from them in the last couple of rounds too. So you'll leave something to play potentially by himself and get a little bit of a route.
Let's go, G!
Just confirmed a bit of presence around the mound. And this is Global Esports looking to get into the C site earlier. There's no dimensional drift for something. There's no thorns anymore around the site either, and no steel garden for device. So you're really playing on the back.
Currently #4 पे है ना जी. ये गेम जो जीता वो क्वालिफाई कर जाएगा. सिंपल कैलकुलेशन है. अगर PRX जीते तो PRX का क्वालिफिकेशन पक्का. अगर G जीते तो G का क्वालिफिकेशन पक्का.
Starting to reposition. Arcros was just destroyed back towards mound.
Nightfall retake play? That's it?
I think so. It's got to be the Nightfall. It's got to be the showstopper. But Global, I mean, they could potentially even try to remove a member before the spike plant goes down. I was just talking about them needing to do something like this.
Oh boy, Yudotan playing with the op around mound as well. The Nightfall will go through though to 5 for the double kill, but that's Yudotan now. Showstopper wants to win as well, but the wall bank shots from Jing. He's got walls. Off to the next one though, it's Crystal with the Armageddon, but as it goes out, PRX just happy to swarm back in off the timing. Yudotan, and he's alone. A soul tango, and it's PRX with the
G out, no way हो पाएगा. मैं तो expected है. Like in this kind of situations, you can't expect as well कि भाई तुम जीत पाओगे. इस तरीके से तुम नहीं जीत पाओगे. Impossible है तुम्हारा जीतना in these.
I think this is probably my most common statement now in this video game when I'm casting. Stuns are cosmetic. How is he getting that kill through the wall?
Recon था वो.
Stunned. They're cosmetic, man. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter if you have the skill to shake it off.
5 to 7. This is workable for the likes of Global Esports, but it makes me wonder, it makes me ponder, are we going to see a closeout like the last map where it was just a flawless attack to end things up for PRX? I don't get the vibe. I think we're seeing a little bit more from Global Esports here in their positioning and in their tradeability in the last couple of rounds just then. But I mean, it definitely can, you know, have a bad start on the switch up here, and it can spiral.
Map 3 push करना चाहिए लोग को.
Anything can happen.
मेरा stream time तो बढ़े और कुछ नहीं तो.
With VCT, well, just taking a look at past statistics, PRX's last game against DFM last week.
बाकी तो मेरे को कुछ नहीं दिख रहा.
On the attack Komodo. They had the first 2, but after that they lost 5 in a row to DFM.
Yep. And then we all know how Pearl
that happened as
ended
well
in that series.
Quick refresh of memory. So certainly with that image now in people's minds, you could maybe see this go into a map 3, depending on how Global takes it as well.
I mean, the biggest thing for me that I remember on the DFM versus PRX game on Lotus, right, was on that attacking side, we saw some great consistency from Devi and from something. The rest of the team had like 1 or 2 kills each. It was pretty abysmal, but then they flipped it over on defense, and PRX looked, you know, I mean, they started on defense, they looked a lot stronger, right? So now going back onto this attacking side, are we going to see somebody for PRX just kind of be the captain to steer the ship? Or are we going to see Global?
वाह, Crystal 50 HP हो ही गया ना starting में.
You know, any strategy,
Nice.
any trade superiority.
Would love to see something.
इससे बुरा ही start ही नहीं हो सकता हमारे लिए.
But currently, I think it's Devi finding a sheriff shot onto Crystal, who has to fall back.
Now we get into just the mid-rounding of this one, and what PRX are going to be able to figure out utility-wise. A bit of a trap play on the back of this camera and flash, but you can't do anything in terms of kills here. It's just to stave off PRX from any aggression, get them to draw out some of the utility, which, to be fair, the paint shells being brought out by Jing works good for Global. They don't have to contend with that.
It's okay, macro-wise. Some utility traded out, namely the Paranoia as well.
He is
right now,
very
Paper
low.
still looking to break their way through.
Nice.
That said, though, Yudotan, he's anchoring down the site. 2 kills found, and he's looking for a third as well.
Still
Jing
40 HP, 30 HP and 100 HP.
intact.
Kelly एकदम अलग है यार, अलग थलग है वो.
Looking for alternate routes across the map. Maybe back into the A site where Kelly S is still hiding in wait. Darian now for the next kill. Swings out then Kelly S for the first. Crystal the trade and Pistol.
Nice one. Good round.
Yeah, their first one of the series as well. Of course, both of them going in the way of PaperX in map number 1. The first one of this one going to PaperX as well. But then it's always been that second round that you kind of consider. Would Global Esports manage to answer back with the force up at the Stingers or not? They don't need to worry about that now, as they will potentially, well, they should tie things up 7 apiece before we get the guns back and started in this half.
You just said don't be scary, like the player.
No, we want him to be like scary.
I know.
He was good.
You're saying you don't want Forsaken to be like scary.
Don't be scared.
Nice.
More importantly, right now, Darion not scared to take a duel, dispatching.
Hey, Darion is a good player. I met him in India as well. Like मैं इंडिया में उसको मिलके मैं तो खेला हूँ मैं उसके साथ kind of एक custom DM खेल रहे थे हम लोग. At the time of bleed, chance मिला था मेरे को खेलने का. वो टाइम तो अच्छा लगता था यार.
Bulldog swapped on over.
But what happened after that, I don't know.
Around these tight corners with the Bucky still. Something though. Attempting at peaks. Got the fake out with some footsteps over. And PaperX just dwindling around, dawdling around, just around these corners in case Global Esports begin to flood in. Patman finds the first shot, but instantly traded by a Stinger. Now just Jing. He's gotten 1 kill on the Bucky so far, but unfortunately the paint shell's in his face with Crystal jumping up on top as well. Global with
7 apiece.
Happily to move up onto a 7.
It's always a scenario in the heat of those moments as well that a lot of players don't vertically look up onto the boxes.
7 apiece. Let's go. Sheesh.
For Global Esports, some damage done. Yeah, they lose 3 members in the piece, so that'll have a bit of impact going in towards this next round. That'll be the bonus round for them. We'll see what that does kind of look like for PaperX now on this attacking side, if they are able to, you know, win the round that they should be winning, quote unquote.
Yeah, poised to potentially take a couple more rounds, especially with the economy not too healthy on the side of Global. But that said, yeah, you do have some Stingers and weaker weaponry onto the side of PaperX as well. Jing possibly looking to dive onto players again, but also mount control now coming out from Global Esports. You got the aftershock being sent through, but look at Defy. Quick with the burst onto 2 kills.
मैं एक टेक्स्ट क्या करने गया, राउंड पूरा खत्म.
He does get the third, but quickly traded by Kelly S. Crystal and the rest of them also looking to fly.
ये DM खेल लिया इधर उधर में.
But still Forsaken, quick on the draw.
I mean, I don't know if that one's the actual W gaming to come through from PaperX, but they certainly were looking to turn up the pace in terms of all of those duels around the map. And I mean, mound control, I'm looking at, you know, Forsaken potentially dying to the aftershock if it gets thrown his way. You saw him pull out just before the switch of the Observer, you know, the Paranoia, but quickly Shrouder steps away and is still able to assist the rest of the team, and then eventually, you know, PaperX get the cleanup. So those are the rounds that you just need to weather and play in amongst the chaos there. And for PaperX, they will reclaim the lead here. But will they be expecting the operator for Darion? Nobody up through the guts of mid. That's some good information for Global. And now they should know that PaperX have got into this C site and set up for a post plant.
Yeah, Yudotan and the rest of them backing all the way far off as well. Jing, a lot of space taken up around Hall now, and that allows them to put this one way up. Another smoke up towards Waterfall as well.
Rolling Thunder for Kelly S could be quite pivotal here.
Gets into range. He's looking to deploy at the right time for the rest of his team to then be
nice shot
to push on through.
4v5
shot, something getting taken out. The rest of PaperX though vacating the site to try to play around Mound instead. Paint shell sent over as well, but taking Jing out of the equation. Now PaperX completely smoked off. They need to find the kill around the diffuser. They will do just that, but still Global Esports with the numbers looking to dominate.
बच गए इतना भसड़ में बच गए.
I don't know if I call that one domination. That was very hairy at the tail end of that one there, Quack. I mean, the trades that start to come on out. Jing did get caught in the aftershock. tag on towards his body when he's
भासड़ थी लेकिन भासड़ में राउंड निकला फुल भासड़ में राउंड निकला
try and go for a full mound post plant control situation. PRX, I mean, they put it on the back of Forsaken to try and win that one, but Yudotan just there for the trades from above time and time again. And we will equalize up once more. Global will reset the economy of PRX, who have an option to do something funny yet again here with what they go into this round with. Steel Garden, Nightfall. You lose one of those.
जी मेरे क्या सबका डाउनफॉल स्टार्ट होता लगता है मैं भी वही बोल रहा हूँ
Drop Jing with a Bucky again too.
Are you guys okay?
This time in towards A Link where with a Bucky in the spot, you know, Poppy and the likes of Kelly, yes, they're gonna have to think twice before pushing into this area.
But that's a good paranoia.
It hits, but you're not gonna peek into it.
खत्म कर दिया भाई
knowing that there could be a Bucky on the other side, and now Kelly is unfortunately getting taken out by that op picked up by Davai as well. Just
एक फुकट का इको थ्रो हुआ है ना फुकट वाला इको जो थ्रो हुआ है देखो एक के प्लस क्लासिक नजर आ रही है एक पे दो पे स्टिंगर है एक पे बाकी है वो ऑपरेटर अपनी उठाई हुई है
Okay, you want that player surviving, but it kind of doesn't matter anymore. PRX are just going to be answering back into this round, maybe ending it with a flawless. I mean, the Hunter's a little bit on towards
छी भाई ये राउंड बहुत गंदा था सॉरी बट छी
any escape kill here will hurt, but I don't think they're going to happen unless Forsaken gets him. No, it's okay. So not flawless in a complete sense for PRX, but the way that the round essentially should have gone there, they did it flawlessly, right? The investment of the Nightfall, just getting in towards that site, getting the shot onto Darion, looking, I think, unscoped at that current time, right? And then the Bucky here just straight towards Crystal's face.
Yeah, both teams having some instances where they do kind of push out a little bit too far at certain times, but nonetheless, this is going to be now PRX 9-8. That was a little bit of a thrifty round, by the way. Global Esports now with a slightly weaker weaponry.
Gonna get all this information, gotta answer back as Global. You can't do anything on this combo utility, or can you? You're trying!
Off to the shorty, Yudotan has arrived as well now, but he doesn't quite have the angles just yet.
Yeah!
Transfers, but it's just Jing with the Bucky! He's found 3 kills! Crystal though, Sheriff shot. And now the drone. Davai has been suppressed, but all he needs to do is to just lock down this angle.
They can just run. They can just run to the seaside. There's nobody home to welcome them with milk and cookies. They can just set up, kick back and
भाई क्या राउंड है
and pick up an R. But yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, get Jing closer towards this showstopper with a plant. He's one away. Crystal though, an opportunity if he can find a 1 versus 1 to make this somewhat doable. Salvo's online, and Armageddon. Maybe
you could like flood the whole site with that entire kit. Maybe,
yeah, but
you know there's an op in play. Potentially as well. But well, yeah, okay. Jing's got the Phantom now. The angle. That's just pink mist from Davai.
खत्म
Quickly finding it.
Double digits for PRX.
Jesus.
Really excited to see this replay for Jing. It's just
3K
dancing.
एक तो फ्लैश था
We had a Bucky ace from Mr. Frala and EMEA, and now we've got Jing doing these things.
हाँ ये तो फ्लैश था
They were all flashed.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the utility that came through from Global Esports in the beginning of that, right? Dimensional Drift, you got a fault line, you got flashes and everything, but I think it's the counter utility from PRX that makes that one a little bit better. And now we're in a sort of scenario where if this gun round goes awry for
अब तो ना होने वाला नहीं ही होगा ये वाला राउंड नहीं थ्रो होना था ये देखो अब मार खाएंगे ये
Through the one-way smoke as well. Time outless.
मतलब स्ट्रीम बंद करने का समय आ चुका है जाके आईपीएल देखो
It's a 4v5 in this current round.
And your Sentinel player is now down as well, so there is an open option.
बाय द वे संजित भाई क्या बोलते हो यार आईपीएल का ऐसा स्कोर के साथ वॉच पार्टी किया जाए क्या बिकॉज़
well, PRX goes for the call into B where it is open. You've got Jing now watching the angles towards A Link as well. The back of B also blocked off. Kelly's was attempting something at the very least, but no longer able. Crystal backing so far off.
साथ में अगर आईपीएल देखने का है लाइक वो वॉच पार्टी तो नहीं होगी लेकिन तुम लोग अपनी स्क्रीन पे चैट करते अपन देख सकते हैं वैसा वाला बात है
It's just going to be another impactful scenario by PRX.
वॉच अलोंग हो जाएगा वॉच पार्टी नहीं हो पाएगी
This will be 11 for PRX, and you got to consider, do we force on the back of these two guns as Global, or do we half by to potentially have a full buy and push us into overtime. These situations in any game are usually...
Bro, we were 7-7, I
But when
feel.
you add on the fact, Quack, that if Global won this series, they'd be in playoffs for the first time ever. Kind of hurts a little bit more, right? This is the culmination of the losses in the previous series now that they are put in this scenario.
Well, consolation frag for Crystal at the very least, but you are absolutely right, Komodo. 11-8. At this point, Global, they're going to begin to feel like they just have to keep buying up. They're just going to have to scrounge up the best buy that they've got together.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Dinos, they've just gone global.
Yeah, I mean, we've really seen just consistency after consistency from nearly every series from Jing, right? And he's just doing it again, making sure that he's getting involved in a lot of these duels, winning them significantly.
Picking up slack where, you know, maybe something might not be performing too hot.
I mean, something has not made it quiet that he doesn't really favor the Yoru, for example. It's still really learning.
Right now, at least, though, Jing, okay, getting taken out really quickly, but right there, it's going to be Forsaken, his brother, right off alongside him. With that, then a little bit more space into this A site, the smokes to block off a link. Heaven, though, then is open, but Forsaken just uses the...
क्या मार रहा है ये?
Swings out, 2 more kills, looks for the last...
4 मार गया.
I mean, you could see the idea on the back of Crystal's mind there as well, holding out the Armageddon, ready for the team to flood, but just not expecting just the absolute charge that Forsaken brings into it. He now as well will meet with 20 kills. There's 3 members of PRX that have 20 kills on the map, and 2 of them haven't even achieved 10 yet. Sometimes it is an effort by committee, sometimes it's just a full house affair, and it looks like PRX, I mean, they've just got a read on the deck.
Fully locked in, primed to take this map down. Global Esports backed up against the ropes. Do they have it in them to punch and swing back? Oh, instant TP from Forsaken.
Cheeky, real cheeky. Crystal, how are the cogs turning in your head in this current juncture?
They're still looking to...
जी भाई ये Sky Sports का क्या लफड़ा है?
Clone broken, instant TP's out. Forsaken now.
You would never expect
Sky Sports का कुछ तो लफड़ा है, रुको मेरे को पढ़ना है भाई.
Ever expect that.
That's just Kilias put in the body bag. Now PRX flooding up front. The full march forwards into the site.
Shot.
3v2.
Sky Sports में कुछ लफड़ा हुआ भाई. मसाला.
No one else is there currently. You did just see Yudotan in a reposition from Papi.
Yudotan quick to heaven. But so far, none of the PRX players visible. Paranoia as well, but it's just Jing on the site. Devai has an op as well, which isn't necessarily the best tool. He doesn't have the utility placed down. Smokes out now from Poppy to get the spike stuck to possibly halfway.
Nice.
Swing from something not
हो गया ये राउंड तो जीते.
effective. Oh, and the
4 मार के ये राउंड तो जीते.
The most favorable either. A good quad kill from Yudotan to bring Global back to life.
I mean, when Papi puts the dark cover on that spike, he doesn't need to move, so the Thorns aren't really going to do anything in that sort of scenario. Yudotan to just stand tall. He really needed to dig deep. I mean, I highlighted it a little bit earlier in the previous map, right? The Yudotan, it felt like he was almost completely absent in that map. So we definitely needed to see a bit of a step up from him. Coming out with a 4K like that is great. Don't get me wrong. But you're going to have to probably see it done again. GE, it was 4 chances that PRX had to close out this map. Now it's 3, so at least afforded some more length in this map.
Confidence with the op as well from Darian, but not quite landing the shot now. Instant TP's out.
ये चीज़ देखनी है मेरे को एक्चुअली. ये जल्दी खत्म. वैसे भी जीतने वाले तो है नहीं. अगर जीत जाते तो वेल एंड गुड, वरना ये देखो तो सही व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द कम्युनिटी राइट नाउ. बीजीएमआई छोड़ने के बाद भी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, मतलब स्काई स्पोर्ट्स मेजरली बीजीएमआई में ही थी. वैलोरेंट तो 1-2 इवेंट करवाए होंगे खाली, मेरे को जो याद आते हैं. तो अब सब नॉट भी नहीं कर रही है ना.
As well. Crystal perhaps if the Salvas come back alive, but right now something is a ghost and he's haunting the heck out of them. Nightfall sent over.
Sky Sports का न्यूज़ देखना जरा. मैं वही देख रहा हूँ. मैं फोन पे वही देख रहा हूँ. मेरा मैच पे ध्यान जा ही नहीं रहा है. तो the way she described is a very bad thing. इंडस्ट्री के लिए गंदा है. चलो जी वेल प्लेड दवाई. एक्चुअली ये राउंड हारने ही था नहीं जी का.
14-9.
And that means that PRX will be making it into the playoffs. They will not go down in total defeat in VCT Pacific. Yes, it took them a bloody marathon to get here, but they made sure they had their...
टेसरैक्ट, हाँ टेसरैक्ट नॉटविन नहीं बोल सकते, बट स्काई स्पोर्ट्स इज बैड. मतलब टेसरैक्ट और नॉटविन दोनों अच्छे हैं. आई वुड जस्ट से यू दैट. मैंने नॉटविन के साथ भी काम किया, मैंने टेसरैक्ट के साथ भी काम किया है, तो मेरे को दोनों अच्छे लगे भाई. लेकिन अपन ट्विटर पे चलते हैं. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. 5 मिनट वो देखेंगे, फिर स्ट्रीम बंद करेंगे और थोड़ा सा चिल आउट मारेंगे. मृणल जी, हाँ ये शी इज दी ओनली वन जिन्होंने मैं बस उनके साथ लफड़े किया, तो तुम बैन होते रहते हो, मेरे को पता है. ट्रुथ बैन I joined. ठीक है. No one of us knew we were going out with them, and while being drunk, one song told me that he doesn't. Because I'm a badminton player, and a badminton player, so he's married, and as a child, I felt horribly awkward as a married man hitting on young girls is not something I've seen. Anyways, I moved on from it because Shashank did not work from office and visit once in a month, so I could easily avoid him. But then more red flags from the other two started pouring in. I was made lead in the project in a new game in April. I was told on 16th to have to travel on 17th to Mumbai with Shiva to meet clients. When I asked Vijay what to pack, like formal or t-shirt, pack loose clothes. Go south. The same day, I had a bottle of alcohol, which I thought was for clients, and he asked me to meet in the lobby. I went downstairs, where she said, "Let's go to our room and to drink." Again, I froze, but couldn't say anything. I went to my room with her. I swear to God, I don't remember the last time I was this awkward. He made drinks for us and tried to initiate small talk. Kali, let me read this out. What the fuck is it? The very कलर चेंज करके पढ़ते कभी कभी सीन हो जाते हैं. रुको. Shiva used to take Vijay, Hikari and me to the beaches for a walk and talk while talking privately. वो सब छोड़ो, ये क्या है भाई. दिस इज नॉट द थिंग. No, sure, but he kept saying ending the signal for time and finally took the signal. He also casually used to keep his hand on the signal, which I unfortunately couldn't call him for the right there, then and there. I called him out on the following week when I discussed with Hikari, asking her how do I mention it to him, offend him, but I just want him to do this. anymore, as I am growing very uncomfortable in a good spirit. Harassment get on from when Hikari told me that I itself and the next sister. There are a few things. ठीक है. And we had those things which is after which he took seriously I love you as a friend. Which I chuckle. What to tell him? Also, sure, I went from talking softly with everyone and being humble to become a businessman, talking down to everyone, wearing Jordans to the office every day, coming to the office twice a month, and getting a personal iPhone on the company's money. Talk about overnight success. She has won multiple occasions, taunted me, and indirectly molested me once. Lol, the same girl was all over the world with Shiva, and also when I mentioned that they written same room during 1 hour, regular for interfering in their personal lives. I was even told that it isn't hidden that they are good friends and Jason will also get a copy of the room listing, so it's all cool. However, later I found that the room listing was edited to the girl's last name instead of a first, Rajendran, which sounded like a man's name. So hey, lol. Shifting to Vijay as he constantly complained to me about other female colleagues. She doesn't work there anymore. भाई सीन भारी है. Right. You don't have to serious to Shiva. Oh bhai. Trust me, I'll take it. Thank you, bro. Means a lot to that. For Siddharth Mari. I just woke up, okay. भाई ये क्या है? Back up, bro. I won't work with like okay ऐसा है तो I won't. एलेक्सा के लिए भी यही हाल था. Shit, bro. These girls are facing so much. Retweeting right now? Yup, I am. कहाँ गया वो ट्वीट? मैं भूल गया भाई. क्या? मृणाल कहाँ गई? How many people are it? भाई साहब 156 already did it. अपन भी करते हैं गाइस. रुको. अपन भी करेंगे, अपन भी करेंगे. अपन कुछ और लिखेंगे भी. इसके बारे में एक वीडियो बननी चाहिए रे अपने एंड से, या नहीं बननी चाहिए. थोड़ा सा लफड़े लफड़े बहुत ज्यादा है भाई. But these are the wrong things which happened. This is the actual wrong thing which happened with her, yaar. With all of these girls, like Ananya is my friend. Ananya also said this कि ये हुआ है. रुको, अनन्या कहाँ गई? She is my friend, man. Ananya. Play. कहाँ यार अनन्या का क्यों कहाँ गया भाई? अनन्या को ये अनन्या को फॉलो करती रहेगी ऐसा कुछ रहेगा ही फॉर श्योर। मैंने इंस्टा पे अनन्या की स्टोरी देखी, अनन्या ऑल्सो लेफ्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दीज थिंग्स। लाइक आई एम रियली फीलिंग बैड, आई डोंट नो व्हाई। ठीक है, इट्स ऑल गुड, जो हुआ अब क्या ही मेरे हाथ में भाई कुछ नहीं है। देखो सही बात बताऊं, आई कैन जस्ट अपोज। एक्चुअली मैं तुमको बताऊं, आई एम म्यूटेड राइट नाउ, फक इट। This guy is so man. भाई मैं भी जा रहा सोने, मैं खुद निकल रहा हूँ भाई। मेरा पूरा अंतरात्मा हिल गया है एक तरह से भाई। मैं खुद हिल गया हूँ, ये जो पढ़ा है मैंने पागलपन है। लड़की लोग के लिए कोई जगह सेफ नहीं है भाई। आई जस्ट वांट ऑल द गर्ल्स टू बी सेफ। जो भी स्ट्रीम देख रहा है, इन फ्यूचर जो भी देखेगा, प्लीज़ बी सेफ। कुछ भी ऐसा होता है इंस्टेंटली आवाज़ उठाओ। 2 महीना, 4 महीना, 9 महीना वेट करने का ज़रूरत नहीं है, सेकेंड डे आवाज़ उठाओ। जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा, फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। सो विद दिस आई विल बी सीइंग यू इन द नेक्स्ट वन। टिल देन बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सी यू, लव यू।